Good afternoon. My name is Lauren Stanley, and today I would like to talk to you about discrimination against the Muslim community in America. I'm sure that everyone listening to this speech has experienced some form of discrimination in their life, whether that be because of their race, their gender, their age, or sexual preference. It's a common occurrence in our world today to be set apart from people because of things that we can't help. We can't help what race we are, we can't help what gender we are, and we can't help how old we are or where we come from even. These things are all natural occurrences, but because of them, it can cause us to be bullied, separated from others, and discriminated against. Discrimination is defined as the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people or things, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex, according to the Oxford English Dictionary online. Today, I would like to specifically speak about discrimination against Muslims. In the United States, prejudice, discrimination, and violence against Muslims and Arabs have increased since September 11th. We all know what has happened on this tragic day in 2001, but to reiterate, this is the day that the Twin Towers were bombed in New York City. Because of this day, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI, reported a 1,600% increase in hate crimes against these populations in the year after the events of September 11th. This is crazy. I mean, we all know what a horrific and unbearable this day was for America, but we need to understand that this terrorist attack was caused by a terrorist group called ISIS, and that 19 carried out this plan. While this number may seem like a lot, it's a very minuscule fraction of the Muslim community in America. There are about 328 million people living in America today, and 5.4 million are Muslim. This means that about 1/60th of our country experiences discrimination simply because they are Muslim. The terrorist attack on September 11th, 2001 caused damage to thousands of families. 2,977 people died because of this hijacking, and even more people were injured. While I was not alive during this time, I've heard stories from my families and teachers, and I've seen many videos posted online from this day. Watching people run from the buildings honestly caused my heart to break, and seeing people jump from 100 stories up absolutely wrecked me. I could not imagine being in that building during the plane crash and deciding that jumping from a height that great would be a better death than suffocating in a fire. And Americans assumed that this was caused by an entire race. They assumed that it wasn't because of 19 psychopaths that wanted to watch America fall. They blamed an entire race, 5.4 million people in America, for this attack. And even after 8 months after the attack, Muslims still reported hate offenses. Although the numbers of such anti-Muslim and anti-Arab hate crimes have declined since 2001, several years later the numbers of anti-Muslim hate crimes remain 5 times what they were in the year 2000. Arab Muslims have reported that mosques and Muslim-owned businesses were vandalized, and individual Muslims in appearance were verbally abused, physically assaulted, and even in some cases murdered. Because of this, Muslims have lost thousands of dollars, their businesses, and even family members. Children have literally lost their parents because of a terrorist attack that they were not even involved in. Imagine having to grow up without your parents because of your race, simply because of your skin color. And because it's not the same as everyone else's, you've lost almost everything. Along with this loss comes racial profiling. Racial profiling is defined as the use of race or ethnicity as grounds for suspecting someone of having committed an offense. Muslims have reported racial profiling in many places, but especially airports. Before the September 11th attack, airport security was scarce and not nearly as strict as it is today. After the attack, security shot through the roof, especially for Muslims. Random search checks and hateful looks were very common for Muslims after the terrorist attack. Searches still go on today, and surveillance of Muslim communities is extremely frequent, and a lot more than you would think. While some believe that the United States government has the right to random searches, especially of Muslims, they also deserve privacy. You wouldn't want the police randomly raiding your house and searching for any weapons or anything that they could use against you, would you? Of course not. But this is what Muslims experienced for years after the 9/11 attacks. From 2000 to 2001, there were 28 hate crimes against Muslims. The New York City Police reported 117 hate crimes incidents solely in New York from September 11th, 2001 to March of 2002. Of course, Americans will want someone to blame for 9/11. Everyone would. But this was not caused by all Muslims. It was caused by one terrorist group called ISIS, who just happened to be Muslim. So let me ask you this. If a white American terrorist group had caused the 9/11 attack, would you hate all white people? The chances are probably not. The only reason we blame an entire racial group for this attack is simply because they have a different skin color. They don't look like the status quo American citizen, and for that alone, we target them. Now, I'm not saying that all Americans hate Muslims and want them to die, but how many times have you heard of a bombing in the United States and your mind immediately pictured a Muslim? You can't deny that this occurrence has never happened to you. And why? There were bombings in America before the 9/11 attacks, and they were even caused by white people. So why don't we assume that white people have caused the bombings after 9/11? Simply because one tragic event occurred, and now it seems normal to blame Muslims for all the wrongdoings towards America. This is absolutely ridiculous and disgusting, and today should be the day that we stop the hate crimes, the racial profiling, and the discrimination against the Muslim community in America. Thank you.